Time magazine has unveiled their pick for Person of the Year, and they chose the Silence Breakers, who exposed sexual harassment and launched the Me Too movement. And some people are saying, was that the right choice? Well, some people thought it was going to be them. But it wasn't going to be them. And it turned out to be the Silence Breakers.
She's not talking about me.
But I mean, I think it's pretty amazing.
Well, I like that there's an elbow in there, which you see on the side, and I didn't know if it was meant to represent just the general woman, but that was actually a choice. The image you see of that elbow in the front there is a woman, a hospital worker in the middle of the country who shared her story with us, but said she didn't feel she could come forward without threatening her livelihood. So they even used that, even that was deliberate.
It's still there,
Yeah.
It's still
because
there.
It's still there, but it, you know, we've said it before, is this a watershed moment? I certainly think it's a moment of reckoning. And a really important moment. And what's shocking to me is the Me Too hashtag or campaign was started in 2006 by a woman.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
2006 by Tarana Burke. And she founded it because she experienced sexual assault herself. And she wanted to do something to help women and girls who had also survived sexual violence. And I thought, my goodness, that was 11 years ago. Why did it take so long to have this moment of reckoning?
This is almost like the climax of the movement, and then it's going to just continue.
Do you think it started with Anita Hill?
That's really probably when it's the first
Modern
ball
day,
was
I would
thrown
say it
out,
was Gretchen Carlson. Like, I would
Yeah,
say,
and
like.
then,
Gretchen Carlson is actually not included in this, which I was surprised, and Megyn Kelly is. And again, I know we all know I used to work at Fox, but Gretchen Carlson really was sort of the first person to start all of this, at least in media. I was also surprised they don't include the journalists. I still think Ronan Farrow deserves like a Peabody Award and all the accolades. He kept at it even when NBC allegedly didn't want to have him continue. He used his own personal money to do interviews with Rose McGowan.
He'll get a Peabody for that, but this is,
Well, a journalistic award, because he made these women feel safe at a time when I don't know if journalists necessarily were. So that's my only issue with this, is I think but I guess you can't include everyone, but maybe a little section for
Gretchen Carlson brought down Roger Ailes. I mean, that's a big enchilada.
But if this was started 11 years ago,
The hashtag or
the
movement.
hashtag.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the young lady who started it?
Just that her name's Tarana Burke. She's an African-American woman. She experienced sexual assault, and she said she wanted to not only do something to help women and girls, but particularly women and girls of color. Because of the silence that there is in the community about that.
I'm glad to know that there's, because we heard that someone else started this hashtag, and so it's good to sort of follow it and see where it went. But it
give credit
11
credit is due.
Well, yeah, you got to give some credit. 11 years ago,
I have a question, though, because the movement sort of started with Trump being elected in the Women's March. And I wasn't present at the Women's March, but my father's, I don't want to say too much, but he saw it near where he works, and he said it was seas and seas and seas of women. And he was like, I remember having a conversation, he was like, this cannot be ignored. There's more women than you could possibly see at this time, no matter how you feel about it. I didn't participate in the Women's March. And then it ends with this Time magazine being Woman of the Year. Do you think this would have happened had Trump not been president?
Oh, that's a good one.
If Hillary Clinton had won.
I actually do, because I think the whole issue with the women coming out had more to do with they just couldn't hold on to it anymore. And I think that this movement forward would have happened because, you know, this silence has gone on for years and years and years and years. And part of the reason that it is no longer silent is because it's not easy to do this to women or men anymore. It's not easy to just do it anymore and get away with. People would tell on you like that. They're like, right there, there he is. There she is, there they are. So I think it would have happened no matter what, just the right time.
And if Hillary had won, women would have felt empowered that we had a woman in the White House, and we were like even stronger. This is more of a reaction to Trump.
Well, and if you really
it's a different motivation, but either way, as she says, it would have happened, I think.
Considering that Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly were the first major, powerful, wealthy people to go down, I think that is where I saw the dam break. And so I would say that probably was going to happen regardless.
And that did happen before the election. It happened in July.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, it's a really interesting time to be a woman, especially a woman in media. And I thought it was going to be, we predicted this on the show that we more than likely thought this would be the People of the Year. I think it's great on Time Magazine's part. And I agree with you that any man who's screwing around at work anymore, you better start running, because this isn't a good time for you.